Let's begin. What's your name?
My name is Bob Taguru.
Said Bob.
Bob Taguru.
Bob Taguru.
Yes, sir. It's
Okay.
Bob Taguru.
So, why do you want to study in America?
As my major is community health and preventive medicine, the United States is the home to renew resource institution and universities that contributed to achievement in public health and preventive medicine, and this institute conduct cutting edge research and develop advanced based health and
So, have you been accepted into a university?
yes, sir.
Which one?
Morris State University in Kentucky.
So, what is your intended course then? Course of study?
Sorry, sir.
What is your intended course of study? You said community health.
Yes, sir. It's community health and preventive medicine.
Okay. So, how do you plan to finance your education in the U.S.?
My parents are funding me in my education. And my father is the cook in a reputed hotel in Saudi Arabia, and his annual income is around $25 USA dollar. And my mother is a businesswoman. In my hometown, we have Apple Garden and hotel in my hometown. My mother, under my mother, there is 3,000 employee, and my brother is also an army, Indian Army, and they are going to sponsor me.
So, how much does your schooling cost per year?
It's USA $26.
26.
Yes, $26,000. Sorry.
Okay. Have you applied for scholarships or financial aid?
No, sir.
Okay. So, what is your academic background or qualifications?
My one is I have done a diploma in nursing. It's official in nursing, proficiency certificate level in nursing from Manipal College of Medical Sciences with 78.32%.
So, can you explain your study plan and how it aligns with your future career goals?
Well, sir, when I was in my diploma level of study, we were taken in the community service, and I have seen there so many health problem. We have taken survey, and I found there is many health problem, and I want to, from that time only, I want to become a public health participator and public health person, and that's why I want to study bachelor in community health. Community health is 100% career, and I'm a 100%.
So, how will studying in the United States benefit you compared to studying in your home country?
Well, uh, uh, I have from childhood only I have studied in my home country, and first I haven't take decision to study in abroad. I research in my home countries only. Many other school, college and universities, but here is when what I studied in small year is also that same only. So I want to study in abroad for to get my
Are you aware of all of the rules and regulations regarding employment opportunities for F1 visa holders?
sorry, sir.
Are you aware of all the rules and regulations regarding employment opportunities for F1 visa holders?
No, sir.
You should look those up and make sure that you're prepared for that.
Okay, sir.
Have you been to the United States before?
No, sir, I have.
Have you been out of your country before?
No, sir, I have.
Do you have any relatives or friends in the United States?
No, sir.
What ties do you have to your home country that will ensure your return after completing your studies in the US?
Well, my whole family is my whole family is in here, and I want to stay with my family. So,
Are you aware of all of the requirements for your program of study in the United States?
sorry, sir.
Are you aware of all of your academic requirements?
Yes, sir.
Have you taken all of your standardized tests that are required for your program of study?
Yes, sir.
How did you prepare for those standardized tests?
I have done IELTS, and it's overall 6 and not less than 5.5. And just that one.
So how do you plan to adapt to the cultural differences in the United States? I'll repeat it again. How do you plan to adapt to the cultural differences in the United States as compared to the cultural normals in Nepal? That's okay. Okay. Well, yeah, I'll go ahead and say that's good.
Yeah, I can give a little bit of feedback. You did a great job overall. You understood most of what he said, I think. And I think right at the very end, you didn't understand some of his questions. Was that because you felt more nervous, or because you didn't understand the words he was using?
I was a little nervous too, but yeah.
You're very sweet.
That's okay.
I noticed that sometimes when you felt more nervous, you would smile and you'd get really quiet. And so it's hard to hear you when you do that. So just maybe when you get nervous, take a deep breath and like think about how you're coming across. And that'll help you answer the questions and think about them. Some of your pronunciation is a little bit difficult to understand.
Yes.
And I think that's more of a confidence issue. Like if you know exactly what you want to say, like just practice, I think is what you need to do, which is what you're doing now, which is good. And you're very polite, so that's a good thing. Do you think she sounded quoting or memorized at all?
Not really. So that's a good thing.
Yes. You don't want to sound like you've memorized your answers.
Yeah.
So
Your answer about finances was good. I would just be specific about how much your university is going to cost. So if somebody asks how are you going to fund or finance your course of study, say, okay, this is how much my studies cost per year, and my mother will provide this, my father will provide this, my brother will provide this. And if you apply for any scholarships, my scholarships will provide this. And that'll help.
we want to make sure that you can pay for your studies, and you're not going to get there and then not be able to pay. So that's one big factor in them accepting your visa.
So the last question that I asked you, did you just not understand the question?
Yes, sir. I
Okay.
didn't understand that.
Let me break it down for you then. So there are cultural normals here, right?
Yes.
And so my question was, how are you going to change how you're acting based off of the cultural differences in the United States? Yeah. And so the word adapt is that that change within you.
Yes.
So that's how that
Yeah, and
where
you
it
don't
is
need
used.
to change everything,
Yes.
but it will be quite different from here.
Yeah.
So they just want to make you
Like I have how I can adopt that USA culture because it's different from our Nepal. So how can I adopt that culture?
yes,
Adapt to that
Yeah.
culture.
yes.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know that answer, but
Well,
I would
You can
find
work
that question
through-
hard to answer too. So don't
it
worry
is
about
it is a hard question, but they'll want to make sure that you will be able to adapt and go through your course of studies, and not get there and have huge culture shock and just sort of like shut down and not go through your studies. So that's why I asked that question. So
I can answer like this. I'm from Manang, right? And that is tourism area, right? And can I tell like that? I am from Manang, and my hotels. My hometown is tourism area, and there is my hotel, and I from since childhood only I communicate with to foreigners, and that's why I think I can adopt that culture, because from since childhood only I have communicate with foreigner or how to answer.
That's a
Like
good
this.
yeah.
answer, saying I have experience talking with people from the United States
Yes.
because of where I live is a touristy area, or it's good with tourism, and so I feel like I can make friends that will help me adapt to the culture. That's a good answer. But that's a very good place to start, saying I already have some experience with Americans, and yeah.
So you did well. There were some parts in there that you seemed so nervous that it was hard for me to understand you, because you were using the I'm stuttering a lot, and so right off the bat, my personal opinion was a little more weary on how you were going to adapt to the two situations in the U.S. And so my advice to you is to continue practicing, continue building up your confidence, speaking to U.S. people, and in these interview type situations. I know it's a little bit different because it was recorded, but just build up that confidence and continue practicing, and you'll eventually be able to make it into that visa interview.
And
Yeah.
interviews will be the hardest conversations you'll have.
That's true.
All friendship, all conversations with anyone else will be much easier, because you'll have a little more grace. So yeah.
Right. Well,
Good job.
let's go ahead and get Suresh in here.
Yeah.
Then.
It was good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Thank you, sir. Ma'am.